This is going to be the most detailed cost of living video for Thailand that you've ever watched, and quite possibly the longest, which, guys, I do apologize for, but I've had a lot of people commenting that I'm missing things, I'm leaving things out of my budget reports, so I'm going to give you the most detailed one I possibly can. So if you guys think I've missed anything, please, in the comment section below, write what you think I've missed, and I will go through all of my numbers again to make sure, and I'll update it if I did miss anything at all. Why, hello there, guys. Welcome back to not only surviving but thriving living in Thailand on an incredibly limited budget with me, your crazy kooky host. Yes, it is Thailand's happiest hobo, Dr. Mark Sabian, coming at you live from absolutely terrific Thailand. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. Thankfully, December was not as expensive as November. If you will recall, November was the most expensive month I had in 2022. December, not so much, simply because I had a lot of subscribers here who took me out, so my food budget was a lot lower, my beer budget definitely was lower, and I didn't do anything totally crazy. I did go on a 2-day trip to Bangkok, but it wasn't as nuts as last month, that's for sure. So let's just jump right in. I'm going to tell you exactly what I spent. I'm going to break it down, every single expense for the entire month, guys, okay? So again, I do apologize. This one's going to be a little bit longer than normal. Plus, I'm going to give you some context throughout the video as to what I spent, why I spent it, how I could have spent more, or possibly how I could have spent less. So guys, welcome to my cost of living, the last one for the year here in 2022. And guys, please check in probably next week. I'm going to do a full year in review, show you exactly what I spent on everything, and let you know how close I did come to my $12,000 a year budget, okay? I think you will be amazed by that one. I've done the numbers already, and even I'm shocked by it, okay? So let's get started. This is December 2022 for my expenses here in Thailand. Now this one, guys, I do like to laugh at people back at home because my cell phone bill is just so cheap, guys. At the end of the day, I'm paying exactly $4.25 a month for unlimited data at 10 megabytes per second download speeds, which is so fast, guys, that a lot of the time I use my phone as a hotspot. I'll go to the beach, and if I want to upload a video to YouTube, I'll just connect to my phone, use it as a hotspot, and guys, I can upload a 10-minute video to YouTube in typically about 10 to 15 minutes. That's uploading it, doing all the checks, everything, getting everything done. By the time I'm done typing everything out, the video's uploaded. That's how fast my internet is. And again, guys, it's $4.25. I do know a lot of guys are spending way more than that, and I honestly don't know why, okay? I really don't. Now, I will say this much, I do not make phone calls on my data package. I strictly use it for data. I do add like 20 baht, which is about 55-60 cents for if I need to send a text message or something like that. But to be honest with you, anybody I'm calling, I'm using Line, or I do use Skype. Now, because it was December, I wanted to call some friends back in Canada, call some past clients and stuff like that. If I didn't reach out to you, I apologize. Trust me, you were on my mind, but December was still a little mixed up. I was not feeling the best, but I did want to reach out to some friends back home. So I did buy some Skype credit time. And guys, I paid $4 for that. And I was able to talk, I don't know, probably about 10 hours on the phone to friends back home. So I did spend $4 US on phone calls back home. So in all honesty, my phone, if you're going to include the Skype so that I could make phone calls, was $8.25. But again, my cell phone package here in Thailand through 7-Eleven, I use True Mobile for my phone, and guys, it is $4.25. So guys, for me, food is my #1 expense. It's not my accommodations, it's not my partying, entertainment, or anything like that. It's actually my food. Now, luckily enough, here in December, I had a lot of subscribers that came, took me out to eat. I ran into a lot of people on the street. It's funny, I'm getting recognized more and more, which is kind of funny, kind of cool at the same time, because people will offer to take you for a quick bite, they'll buy you a beer, stuff like this. So here in December, guys, my total food budget was only $324. Now, that included some stuff that I typically don't do. I did go for Mueang twice this month, and that cost me $48. So it was $24 each time, but that's usually 3 people, and I'm always paying for everyone when we go, okay? They're friends of mine here, local Thai people that I just want to treat them because I know how hard they work and how nice they've been to me. My food budget, that's my day-to-day meals and stuff like that, was $217 US. Now, I did do a Christmas buffet. I wasn't going to do it simply because I thought the price was a little much for what it was. It was $16. Now, I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, oh, that's a joke. I could have had a much better meal for $1.50. I'm just straight up honest with you. When I got there and I saw the food, I was really put off by it, but the guy I was with, he really wanted to do it, so we did it, and it was a huge disappointment. My fruit budget, as you guys know, I have fresh fruit every single day. I love my pineapple, love my watermelon, and I'm actually really getting into mangoes now. I've learned how to pick a proper mango, and I love how juicy, how fresh they are here on the island. So my fruit budget was $43, guys. 43 bucks. And again, I have fresh fruit every single day. Now that I've added the mango to the bill, my fruit budget has gone up probably about $7 or $8 a month, okay? But again, that's unbelievably cheap. $324 for the whole month. And guys, I eat so well. I'm packing on the pounds to the point that I gotta walk like 2 hours every day just to combat the amount of food that I'm eating. Plus, I film a lot of food that I don't get the chance to eat because I'm buying 3 and 4 dishes at a time to make some of the videos that I make. So I do include all of that food because that's an expense. And again, I want to keep as authentic and true to the channel, showing you guys exactly how much I'm spending every single month, okay? Now, all of that being said, could my food budget be less? It certainly could be. Quite honestly, my food budget should be right around $250 US a month if I cut out the Mugata, or if I went to Mugata and just paid for myself. Also, if I was not filming so much food, my budget would again be much lower. But here on Thailand and Phuket especially, I'm not spending crazy amounts of money. When I go to Bangkok, I do go to this one restaurant, Margarita Storm it's called, and I love the Mexican food there. It's more expensive than any meal that I have here on Phuket, with the exception of when I go out for Mugata with friends. So for me to have tacos or fajitas at Margarita Storm, it's about 500 baht, which works out to be $15 US. It's not much money when you compare it to what Mexican food costs back in North America or the rest of the world. But when you consider most of my meals are 50 to 60 baht, which is $1.50 to $1.75, it is substantially more. Again, the stewed pork leg at Number One Restaurant is by far my favorite dish on the entire island. And guys, it's 50 baht, which is $1.50 US. And it's so filling. It's got rice, it's got the stewed pork, plus they give you a bowl of soup with it, and I love that. And guys, again, it's $1.50. Quite honestly, I eat that probably 5 times a week. I love it that much. I have it at different times in the day, and I just simply love it. It is, again, one of my favorite things in the world. Now, I'm gonna say this. A lot of people will go on about how, oh, you're not getting any variety. Guys, I'm gonna tell you something. The variety of food that I have is phenomenal. And nobody back in North America eats different types of food every single day. Usually we eat what we like, or we eat what we enjoy. And that's what I'm doing here. But I do have an incredible variety of food. Check out some of this stuff, okay? Like, just look at some of the things that I'm eating. Now tell me, are you getting a variety like that on your budget? Because I don't think that you are. Let's be honest about that, okay? So a lot of people have been asking me about visas, and the reason I'm hesitant to talk about them, guys, is because I know enough to be dangerous, but I really don't know enough to help you guys. So I try not to talk about visas very often in my videos. I will say this much though, I'm not cost averaging my visa expenses out. So I'm not putting them monthly. What I'm doing is I had to get a visa back in November. If you guys watched the video about the visa run, you know that I did that back in November. So I put that expense in November's budget. I'm not including it in December's. I'm on the 45-day visa on arrival. So in January at some point, I'm gonna have to get an extension for that, and I will put that expense in January's budget. So December, no visa expenses. If you guys want to sit there and play around with the numbers and cost average them out, go ahead. I don't have time for that, so I'm not going to waste your time doing it. So guys, I did go up to Bangkok. A subscriber asked me to come up and meet him in Bangkok, so I did that. And in total, my trip to Bangkok was only $188. That included return airfare, guys, was $47, which it's hilarious. My hotel, I spent 2 nights in the same hotel that I spend all the time when I'm in Bangkok, which is the Grand President, and it was $42 for the 2 nights. I had a bit of a discount because I had stayed there so many times, but still $42, guys, is just incredible. Now, again, I love Mexican food and I love that restaurant there. I can't get enough of Margarita Storm, so I did go there. Plus I did do some Taco Bell while I was in Bangkok, and I spent $21 on my Mexican food. Street food, I spent about $24 on, simply because I do love street food, especially in Bangkok. It's incredible. And then we did go out one night and we had a fantastic time. We were on Khao San Road, we were over in the Nana district, and I spent a grand total there of about $38. Now my transportation while I'm in Bangkok, I use the BTS and I use the buses. I do not use taxis, I don't use tuk-tuks, because again, I find them absolutely scandalous. And in total, to get from the airport into Bangkok, back to the airport, plus all the traveling around I did in Bangkok, was 16 bucks. So again, my grand total for 2 days, 2 nights in Bangkok was $188. That's insane. I still can't believe that to this day, because quite honestly, I couldn't drive from St. John, New Brunswick to Halifax in my Mercedes for $188 anymore. There's no way I could. So to be able to go on a 2-day vacation to Bangkok, return airfare, food, entertainment, hotel included for 188 bucks, to me is just another reason why I absolutely love living in Thailand, guys. Look guys, I'll be honest with you, I do not do a lot of shopping for clothing. I'm wearing pretty much shorts, t-shirts, and flip-flops all the time. However, in December, I did spend $20.10 on clothing. $9.60 of that were on some sandals. There's a certain model of Gamble sandals that I love to wear, and I found them on sale. If you bought 2 pair, you got 1 for free. I always take advantage of sales like that because look, I'm going to use them down the road, so I may as well save the money today, because again, that gives me extra money to spend down the road. Also, I did buy a new hat. I love this hat. It was $4.50, and I did buy a new pair of shorts for $6. So total clothing bill for the month was $20.10. Usually, guys, I'm about half of that, but again, where I found those sandals so cheap, I took advantage of it and picked myself up 3 pairs. So I'll be good for sandals probably for 4 or 5 months. Now you would think that my lack of hair, they would be kind to me when I get it cut and give me a discount compared to what they're charging other guys. However, that's not the case. Sadly enough, I pay the same price as everybody else, which is a whopping $4.50 a haircut, and I actually had 2 done in December, so I spent $9 on hair care. I did have to buy some shaving cream, shampoo, toilet paper, stuff like that. That came to $8.60. And then guys, I also had to buy toothpaste and a toothbrush. Now I like a certain type of toothpaste, and I wound up spending $3.65 there. So that brings it to a grand total of $20.85 for grooming, stuff like that. So now a lot of people, and when I say a lot of people, I am talking about Americans, are always scared about healthcare. And guys, I am the first one to admit that I am scrimping and saving on my healthcare insurance. I pay $45 a month. Could I pay more? Yes, I could. I get a better coverage than what I have, but for the most part, my coverage is for accidents because, again, as I've stated many, many times, that's what's most likely going to kill me or send me to the hospital in a debilitated state. Now, my insurance, though, almost came in handy this month because I had to have some blood work done, I had to have some tests done, and I had to have a full body health check done, ultrasound, x-rays, you name it, because I'm traveling next month, and well, actually January and February, I'm traveling a lot, and some of the countries that I'm going to require some pretty crazy documentation to get visas to travel there. So I did have to do a full body test, blood test, and everything. Guys, it cost me $54, okay? 48-hour results, $54. So my insurance actually would have paid 25% of that. However, I am so impatient and just I get frustrated so easy with certain things. It wasn't worth the $13.50 refund I would have got to fill out the paperwork and send in all the documentation, all the forms that they wanted. So yeah, all of the guys that are going on about how, oh, you're going to go home with your tail between your legs if you have to go to the hospital. No, you're not, guys. I'm going to tell you something. I've been to the hospital a couple of different times here, and it's not crazy. It's not exorbitant. It's nothing like that. Yes, there are certain yes, there are certain circumstances where you can get screwed. No question at all. But those are extremely far and few between, very, very rare. Happens in any country, to be honest with you, not just Thailand. So really, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I'm not advising you guys to scrimp on your healthcare like I am. I'm still in relatively good shape. I have no underlying conditions or anything like that. My biggest problem, honestly, guys, is the cola, possibly the beer. You know, other than that, it's going to be an accident or most likely a heart attack that gets me. So not a whole lot of health coverage is going to save me on either one, especially if I get smoked by a cement truck doing 70 or 80 kilometers an hour on a back road. Not likely going to be very beneficial to me. So guys, I did have some YouTube related production costs. So anything that I'm buying now, I'm putting into this category. I did buy a new case for my GoPro simply because the one that I had, it didn't have compartments in it and I wasn't really happy with it. So I did get a new one that I can put everything into. It's got its own place that it goes. And that, guys, cost me a whopping $12, okay? I ordered it from Lazada. I think it arrived the very next day, so it was less than 24 hours delivery. I did also have to buy a new monopod. Thankfully here monopods are very cheap. I picked this one up for $10. I already had a tripod that goes on the bottom of it, so no worries there. And then the best investment that I've made for my GoPro, if you can notice the bushes behind me blowing and flapping in the wind where I'm at right now is absolutely crazy. But I bought this Dragon Slayer cover for my GoPro which kills the wind, so you can hear the sound quality even with the wind here. And I'm telling you guys, it's unbelievably windy. If I had hair, I'd take my hat off and show you my hair blowing around, but again, you can see the bushes blowing behind me. So listen, I'm not being paid by Wind Slayer at all, but you can see the bushes behind me and you can hear the difference. This is without the Wind Slayer on. And listen to the quality. So guys, I'm going to tell you something. $3 for this Wind Slayer. You can get them on Lazada. They're unbelievable. Again, best investment I've made for the GoPro. So YouTube related expenses this month came to $25. That's not so bad, to be honest with you. So guys, I did do a video last month about cheap accommodations in Thailand, and I will put a link in the description below for that video, where I did show that you can get places here as low as $125 US a month. Granted, it is just a small basic room, but if you're a single guy who does a lot of traveling, goes out a lot, and you're not spending too much time in your room, it's adequate. I will tell you this much, I could spend 10 times the amount on a luxury condo or a house or something like that, but I'm not going to get 10 times the value. So for me, I'm usually right around that $200, $225 mark a month for my accommodations, which for me is the comfort zone. I can, again, like I said, spend more money, but if I did, I'd have to cut back on other things, and I really don't want to do that. I like to cut back on the colas, but I can't help it. Which brings us to the Coke budget. Yes, the only one on the list that actually bothers me and embarrasses me. Guys, I spent $13 in December on Coke. The positive thing though is I did spend $7.60 on water. Now typically I buy my water in these smaller bottles. I buy it at Big C. It's hilarious how cheap it is. It's like less than $2 for 12 bottles of water. So I did spend $7.60 on water. So between Coke and water for the month, $20.60. Not bad, but not great. I've got to get the Coke down to either 0 or at least half of that. I would be happy with that. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. Don't say Diet Coke or Coke Zero or any crap like that. That's just not going to work. So if you've been following along, and if you haven't, welcome to the channel, but you guys would know by now that I did finally leave my little slice of paradise. Yes, I did have to move out of the Hill Resort after living there for 10 months. Now again, guys, I left for several different reasons. First off, I had some crazy guys show up that really you don't want just coming unannounced. Also, he raised the rent on me 3 different times. Now, he promised me after the second increase, he wasn't going to do that to me so long as I was willing to stay and keep promoting his place here on YouTube. However, that turned out to be not so true, and on principle alone, I would have left. But more than anything, guys, I left simply because in order to stay true, honest and transparent to my whole social media experiment of showing you guys it is possible to live here on $1,000 a month, I had to leave because if I'm allocating that much money to my rent, then I'm not going to be able to live what I deem my best life because too much money is going to be spent on one thing and I'm not going to have the extra money to enjoy myself, have as much fun as I have, go on the trips that I do. So I did leave. I know there's a lot of people that are going to crap on me going on how cheap I am. But again, in order to stay true to this channel of living on $1,000 a month, the hobo had to hit the trails. Now, that being said, for December, I was at my room for 18 days at the Hill Resort, and he charged me 5,350 baht, which works out to be 160 US dollars. I thought he was going to give me a better deal than that. Look, it is what it is. Now, I did spend 13 nights in a hotel room down right in Patong. I got a smoking deal on that, guys. It was $85 a month. Or sorry, not $85 a month. It was $85 for the 13 days that I was there. I did spend a couple of nights in Bangkok, but I left my stuff in the room, so I did pay for those nights even though I didn't use it. So my total accommodation on Phuket for the month was $245, which I thought was pretty good. So guys, again, I will be the first person to admit that I have become so lazy that it's not even funny. So I'm not doing my own laundry. There is no way for what it cost me to do laundry here, I'm going to the laundromat and doing it. I pay 35 baht a kg, which works out to be right around $1 for 2 pounds of clothing. The girl that does mine, she folds it up. I even think she irons it at that price, to be honest with you, because they all come back, they're crisp, they're clean, they're fantastic. So for the month of December, getting all my clothes ready for my traveling that I'm going to be doing, washing my bed sheets, everything, I spent $12. It's insane. And again, guys, she does such an incredible job, and I know she gives me a discount. How she gives me a discount when her prices are so cheap in the first place, I have no idea. So I always give her a little bit extra, which I will get to at the end of the video as well, okay? So guys, I was very lucky. Late November, I decided to do a video for you guys. I wanted to show you guys what it's like to live here on like a $3,500 or a $5,000 budget. So the guy that I rent my bikes from at Sea Expert Travel got me a Vespa. However, he gave it to me for the same price last month as I was paying for my PCX, which was $90. Now, because of what happened with my mom, obviously I canceled my plans to do that video, and I promise I will do it in the future. So I've got the Vespa right now. I'm giving it back simply because the guy that I rent my bikes from has treated me so well that I want to give this back to him, because I know how much he can make off of this bike a month. Guys, he's renting it for 600 baht a day, and he's getting about 15,000 baht a month from his Vespas, which is 5 times what I'm paying. So I'm going to give it back. I'm going to get a PCX again. Not only that, to be honest with you, I did a video about the Vespas, which hopefully you guys will see in a couple of weeks, and I hope you like it as much as I had fun making the video. My gas, guys, I spent a whopping $29 on gas, so that brought my total bike bill up to 119 bucks, which I think is fantastic. Again, could I do it cheaper? Yes, if I got a Scoopy or if I got a Click 125, but to be honest with you, they're dreadful to drive. I don't want to drive one, and for me, the extra money is definitely worth it. I do so much driving that one of those small bikes is just, they're too small, they're not nimble, they're not quick or anything like that, and I find them actually kind of scary because most of them are in absolute crap condition. So my bike, again guys, $90 for the bike, $29 for gas, and I will be switching it out next month because I would have to pay him more. He doesn't want to charge me more, but I know how much he's losing on this bike letting me have it. So again, if you're looking for quality service, someone that's going to treat you really well, please go see my man at C Expert Travel. I'll put his information in the description below. He is by far the best. He'll even deliver the bike to your resort, your hotel. He'll pick it up there, all free of charge. He is amazing, guys. Yes, I do go for massages, and guys, I always go to the same spot, and that is Massage by Keds, just off of Nanai Road. I'll put the information in the description below. I had 6 massages in December, and that cost me, guys, a grand total of 1,200 baht. Yes, it's still 200 baht a massage there. There's no happy endings, believe me. Look, guys, if you're looking for the happy ending massage, you can blow, or someone's gonna blow, your whole budget in a hurry if you're getting that type of service. I go for a nice Thai massage. There's one masseuse there that I see all of the time. If she's not available, there's another one there that does a pretty good job. And again, guys, it's $6 a massage. So for my 6 massages, I paid $36, which is incredible because I know that a 1-hour massage in Canada is at least $125 Canadian, which is what, about $95, $96 American. So the value that you're getting here is just incredible. And if you're going to a proper massage shop, the massages are unbelievable. Look, if you're going for the pretty girls and stuff like that, the massages are crap. They're much more expensive. They're typically 400 to 600 baht, which is what, $12 to $18, just to have a pretty girl touch you, and it's not anything special, let me tell you. I promise you that. If you want more, you're going to pay for more. I, on the other hand, I go for Massage by Keds. It is the best in the whole city of Patong, guys. Now, before we get to the section that I'm sure you've all been waiting for, yes, the beer budget, I did promise my Danish brothers and sisters here in Thailand and throughout the world that I would crack open a Carlsberg in my next video. Guys, I am a man of my word. Skål. And that brings us to the beer budget, guys. Now, we all know the doctor loves his pool beers. And sadly enough, because of the fact that I did leave my slice of paradise, I did not get to enjoy as many pool beers in December as normal. So my pool beer budget, guys, was $64. And that meant that I probably spent way more on beach beers at my favorite beach bar than I normally would. Now, my beach bar budget was $36, which brought me to a grand total of exactly $100 for beers. Now, I did have slightly more than that throughout the month, but that's because I had a lot of subscribers here who took me out. One guy took me out for New Year's, paid for almost everything. I did spend $15 New Year's Eve on beer and other drinks. Also, I did take a Tuk Tuk home that night because, let's face it, there was no way I could drive, and walking wasn't really in the realm of stuff that I was successful at that point. So I did take a Tuk Tuk, and guys, that cost me $9. I am going to toss that in on the beer budget simply because it was as a result of the beer. Now, I did have my birthday in December, but I really didn't feel like celebrating, obviously. However, a friend of mine, it was their birthday the very next day after mine, so we did go out and we ordered bottle service. Now guys, I'm gonna tell you something. This is something I never ever do, but it was a very special birthday for this person, so I took them out and I spent 3,500 baht, okay, on bottle service. So we bought a bottle of Jack Daniels that came with some Cokes and stuff like that. 3,500 baht, guys, is $105, okay? So at the end of the day, my entire budget for beer for the month was $229. Now I say beer, that's also including the booze, okay? Now, it would have been substantially less, almost half of that, if I didn't buy that bottle service for the birthday party. However, you know what? You're having a good time. It's 5 or 6 people enjoying that bottle. So really, when you look at the math, it's not that bad. So overall, again, my booze and beer budget for the month was $229. Again, I'm not buying lady drinks. I'm not going to the bars all the time, paying inflated prices for beer. Matter of fact, the guy on the beach that I buy my beer from, and by the way, Carlsberg, it's not bad. Kind of tastes like Molson in a way. But the guy that I buy my beer from on the beach, they're 80 baht. However, he charges me 60 because I go there quite a bit. I talk to him, and sometimes in the morning, I actually help him set things up. So he does give me a discount. And I bought exactly 20 beers this month, 1,200 baht, which works out to be $36, like I said. So again, my beer budget wasn't bad. Thankfully, it could have been a lot worse had it not been for the subscribers that treated me this month. So all of you guys that did, you know who you are. I really appreciate it. I had such a great time, especially New Year's Eve. Rosa, that was insane, man. Thank you for that night. I appreciate it so much. One comment that absolutely irritates the shit out of me are the people that are saying that I'm taking advantage of or I'm exploiting Thailand. And guys, that is simply so far from the truth that it's not even funny. Listen, when it comes to the amount of money that we spend here, the stuff that we do for people, there's a lot that you guys don't see. So I'm going to talk about this a little tiny bit, okay? In December, what I did was I went around to certain people that I really like here and I gave them Christmas presents. Now, I didn't buy them a stupid gift that's completely useless to them. I gave them money, okay? So what I did was I picked 7 different people at first, and it turned out that I wound up doing 6 people. I'll explain to you in a minute why it was 6 people. But what I did was I took 500 baht per person and gave it to them because I enjoy their service, or I like how they are just nice and kind to me. So one person I gave money to was the chef at my favorite restaurant. And then there's a girl that's a waitress at another restaurant that I go to, and I get her every single time I go there. She knows exactly what I want. She brings it to me. I don't even have to ask for it. I never have to check my change or anything like that. So I gave her 500 baht. Then, as you guys are aware, I do buy my gas at roadside stands because I like to support the small people that are really struggling. And there's this one girl that lived right beside my resort at the Hill Resort, and she was there every single day with her 2 kids. All the time I would buy them like little snacks, stuff like that. I didn't see them a lot in December, so when I did see them, I wound up giving her 500 baht as well. She almost cried. Now, the girl that does my laundry, guys, okay, you have to understand that she's working her ass off for so little money, it's crazy. So when I gave her 500 baht, she actually started crying. She wanted to hug me, and she told me essentially that because I gave her 500 baht, that means that she can take the next day off and spend it with her daughter. So I'm like, are you serious? And you go, oh yes, because it takes me all day to earn even half of this. So I gave her an extra 500 baht and told her to take the whole weekend off, which she did. When I saw her later on that week, she was so happy, she looked so refreshed, and it just felt great to do that. So I'm not taking advantage, I'm not exploiting people here. I'm just trying to live the best life that I possibly can. And guys, I hope that if you come here, you guys do the same. You are as kind to people as they are to you, because people here will treat you like royalty. They'll be so kind to you, so nice, and hopefully you will reciprocate that back to them. So at the end of the day, and a rather long video, what did it cost me to live my best life here in Thailand in the month of December? Well, in all seriousness, guys, I did go over budget. I spent $1,464.20. Now, it's Christmas. Most people go over in the month of December. It's just the way life works. And Thailand is no different. However, there were some expenses, guys, that I will not have again in the future, like the whole birthday bottle service thing. That was $105 that, honestly, guys, I'm never going to spend that again, and it's not something that I've done in 2 full years. It was a one-time thing. Also, the $105 or $107 that I gave out in Christmas money to people, again, it's Christmas. I'm not going to be doing that every single month. It just, you know, it was just a nice gesture for the people that have been so kind to me. And also the expense that I had for the blood work and travel and all of that stuff, I'm not gonna have that expense very often unless I'm going on some epic trips like I will be in 2023. So right there, guys, is about $260 that I didn't really need to spend, and I won't be spending it again in the future. So I went over budget primarily by about $200, but I'm okay with that because, again, my accommodations changed a little bit, stuff like that. And where it was Christmas, I did go out, I ate more than usual, and, you know, things can get a little bit out of hand. Am I going to be at my $12,000 budget for the year? You're gonna have to check in and see next week when I do my final full year in review. Until then, guys, I am living my absolute best life, and I am doing it on an extremely limited budget. Yes, I went over this month and last month, but there were months, guys, that I spent $600–700, and I had just as much fun in those months as I did in December. So until next time, guys, live your best life. If you're not living your best life right now, please find out what you need to do today to get living it, because you only have one, and anything less than the best, why even bother? Till next time, guys, cheers. So after what I thought was winning the argument as to who was going to pay for my trip to Bangkok, me or my subscriber, who actually invited me up there to help them out with a few things, I got back to Phuket to find out that he had actually gone on the Buy Me a Beer app on my page and clicked 50 times, buying me $250 worth of beer. So the trip to Bangkok was completely free, but I did include it in the budget just to show you exactly how much it costs to go to Bangkok for 2 days and have a fantastic time. So Carlos, thank you very much for that. I will definitely think of you at least 50 times in the next couple of weeks as I savor each and every one of those beers, my friend. And again, thank you so much. I had such a great time with you up there. Hopefully I'll see you down on Phuket soon.